Hi everyone, this is Kassie, and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of April 25 to May the 1st. Thank you for your likes and messages. Your support is much appreciated, and if you want to see more videos like this one, you can subscribe to my channel and push the notification bell so that you don't miss anything I upload. This week's deck is the Mystical Manga Tarot, and as you can imagine, it's inspired by the Japanese comics, so if you like manga, you will love this deck too. If you want to see what last week's energies looked like, you can see last week's video if you click on the link above. While if you want to have a more personal consultation with me, you can always find me on my website www.kassiekai.com, where you will also get 3 free minutes reading with your subscription. For Aries, we had the Justice and now it's the Wheel of Fortune. With the Justice you got last week, you must be now able to see the bigger picture, like a panoramic view, so to speak, and you must have gained objectivity and maybe the ability to distance yourself from your life circumstances in order to gain perspective. So you must have the long view now, and instead of getting caught up in the details, you can now see the whole picture. With the Wheel of Fortune this week, there will be a change, and maybe what was up will go down, so there might be an event that will turn the tables in some way, and you will find yourself again in the middle of things, as new elements will be introduced and new energies will appear. That's good though, especially if you are looking for change in your life. This card gives the promise that the change will happen. And what happens may actually be the result of the decisions you made last week or the actions you took. So don't forget that the Justice is the card of cause and effect. And although the Wheel of Fortune suggests that we are not in direct control, you will have some control over the circumstances, so don't feel powerless. Always remember that you can take action and that action will bring a reaction. If you want to know someone's feelings, the Wheel of Fortune shows some ups and downs. One day they feel one way, then the next day another way, and stability may not be there. Their thoughts and feelings are in flux, since the Wheel of Fortune is constantly in motion. So you may find that this person is rather unpredictable at this stage. There's an element of indecisiveness or instability, since the wheel is still spinning and hasn't yet landed on a solid outcome. But in about 10 days, things will solidify and you'll get a more positive situation in your hands. Since the Wheel of Fortune is associated with Jupiter, the planet of luck, abundance, and expansion, this week you will experience good luck, and it's possible that you will get an unexpected gift or reward. Under this energy, an unexpected meeting with someone you are thinking about may happen, or something very significant may happen by chance or by synchronicity, by meaningful coincidence that will leave you very surprised. For Taurus, we had the 5 of Wands and now the Page of Wands. With the 5 of Wands last week, perhaps you had to deal with competition or with someone or a group of people with strong opinions, and there might have been some contrasts or you felt uncertain in some way. The 5 of Wands often shows an inner struggle, should I or should I not type of thing. With the Page of Wands this week, a card that represents opportunity and new beginnings, it appears that something good comes out of last week's struggle or tension, and you will be able to put something on a new basis. The energy of the Page of Wands is warm and enthusiastic, so whatever you decide to do this week, it will be accompanied by positive feelings and good intentions. And if the energy of the 5 of Wands manifested as delays last week, this week you will find that things start moving again, and also there might be a new element that comes into play, something that will help you get what you want. Pages bring messages and communications, so there will be an important message you will receive this week, and someone will take action in order to show you something positive. That could be an expression of feelings or an offer or a job opportunity. The Page of Wands shows that the feelings of someone are warm and positive, and this person is interested in getting to know you better as they feel very attracted to you. The Page of Wands is a strong sexual attraction. However, since pages are immature, the message here is that feelings have not fully developed yet, or the person you are dealing with needs to grow up a little before they are ready to offer something really substantial. The Page of Wands is a very fast card. That's why if you've been waiting for something to happen, it will happen this week and developments will be fast and at times surprising. For the same reason, the Page of Wands tells you that if you want to take action to get something done, this is a good time to do so, as timing appears to be auspicious. Pages are the kids in tarot. That's why this week you may have to deal with someone who's younger than you, or if you are a parent, your children will require your attention this week. For Gemini, we had the Two of Wands and now the Ten of Swords. The Two of Wands last week must have come with a dilemma or a decision you had to make, and there must have been some progress in the situation. You took some steps forward, but it's clear that you want more from this situation, and that's why there must have been some indecisiveness or hesitation too. The Ten of Swords this week will bring matters to a head, as tens always show some sort of culmination that will be followed by movement. Don't forget that swords are fast cards and they basically have to do with our thoughts and communications. So this week you may decide to cut someone off, to cut cords with something or someone in order to end confusion or indecisiveness. And in fact, the Ten of Swords does mean that you are now making a decision that may not be accepted or liked by all those involved in your circumstances, but it appears that it's a necessary decision for you to move forward. This week you will come to realize that whatever you're dealing with is a done deal, and thinking or talking about it won't change a thing, and that will be the end of a struggle. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, their feelings are neither inspiring nor uplifting. It appears that they are caught up in a web of negative thoughts, and those thoughts are affecting their feelings. Maybe they think they are trapped and they are focusing on all the worst scenarios that may happen, and they must be feeling emotionally exhausted. Maybe there has been an argument, but no matter the reason, in order for things to change, they need to get to a different frame of mind. The Ten of Swords is the Sun in Gemini, in your sign that is, which means that this week you may feel like a social antenna, as you will be able to pick up data from different sources and directions. That may come with some anxiety, especially if you don't know what to do with all the info you'll get. So if you need some time alone to gather your thoughts, don't hesitate to do that. For Cancer, we had the Strength and now the World. With the Strength you got last week, there were events that showed you who's got the strength and the upper hand in a situation and who's in an advantageous position. And perhaps you realized that by controlling your temper, will get much more than you expect, or you will get what you want more easily. And with the World that you got this week, there will be a sense of completion or closure, so it appears that something comes to a head now and you finally get results for your efforts. The World as feelings indicates that someone is experiencing many different feelings. At times they feel optimistic and positive, at times they take distance and they get detached and unresponsive. That's because the situation needs to change and it has gone as far as it could in the circumstances. But it's possible that the nature and the dynamics of it are not positive or fulfilling, and that means you need to end the chapter so that a new chapter can begin. The World is associated with Saturn, and Saturn is the planet that grants experience through lessons. Lessons that at times we learn the hard way, especially if we keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. So it's possible that this will be a week to prove whether you have learned a lesson of the past or not, and if you have, you will get a reward for that, a graduation gift, so to speak. You may start organizing a trip this week, which will probably be to a foreign country, or if you are in a long-distance relationship, this week there will be progress and developments. You may organize a trip to see your partner, or you may plan holidays together, for instance. The world is an inclusive energy, and it's about bringing into your life all those things that make us feel good. It's about creating our own private world, so it's okay to withdraw for a while if that's what you want to do, and do what needs to be done to feel comfortable and safe. For Leo, we had the Lovers and now the Nine of Cups. The Lovers points to personal and romantic relationships that must have required your attention last week, and perhaps to an important decision you or another person has to make about a relationship. No matter what decisions you made, the Nine of Cups gives the promise that you will be happy with the results that you are going to produce. The Nine of Cups is said to be the wish card in Tarot, in the sense that a wish comes true. It doesn't have to be a big life-changing wish, though. It can be something that will make you feel satisfied with your progress, something that will show you are on the right track. The Nine of Cups shows positive feelings of attraction, appreciation. So if you're wondering how someone feels about you, the answer is they like you and they enjoy spending time with you. Also, you will probably make plans for a date or a dinner with them where you will have a great time. The energy of nines means that what you put out into the world, the emotions you gave out to others, the emotions you invested in something or someone, are now coming back. So if you're wondering how something will progress, there will be something, a talk, an event that will make you feel loved and appreciated. Something that happened between March the 1st and March the 10th, something that probably marked the end of a cycle, may now trigger a series of events that will bring one of your desires into reality. The Nine of Cups is Jupiter in Pisces, which accidentally seems to be one of the very significant transits of this year, which makes 2022 a very significant year for you, especially when it comes to connecting with others, and you will smooth over and sweeten up relationships that have been challenged. And this week in particular will give you a glimpse of what to expect in the coming months. Pisces is a psychic sign, and with Jupiter there, expect that your psychic abilities will be strengthened. That means you may get a telepathic message, or you may even have a prophetic dream this week. For Virgo, we had the Two of Pentacles and now the Ace of Wands. The Two of Pentacles last week showed you juggling between two different options or situations, and its energy is still strong around you, so it's possible that you will come to juggle between safety and risk, or between something you want and something another person wants, trying to maintain a certain balance. But this kind of balance is very fragile. Although the Ace of Wands will give you an idea of what needs to be done, don't forget that Wands represent action, so this will be a week of action. Twos are usually indecisiveness, dilemmas, confusion, but with the Ace of Wands now, you will get a clear insight, an urge that will push you to take action in the right direction. And if there's still some anxiety, you may feel apprehensive to take a step, but you will anyway because you know there's a situation that needs to start moving one way or another. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, there's a spark for sure and strong sexual attraction, but there also may be something or someone, an external influence, that makes things more complicated for both of you. And this week you will deal with that, and you will probably do what needs to be done in order for things to start going ahead. As all aces, the Ace of Wands shows the beginning of something, and it brings fresh energy into your life, so it may manifest as a new relationship, a new love interest, or a new job. Now, one thing you need to be aware of when it comes to aces is that aces show the potential. The ace is saying, yes, you do have the power to do this or that, but the message it gives you is that there are many stages between now and your end goal, and at times you may feel a little stuck at a particular stage, especially if you don't do what the energy of each ace is urging you to do. and that's to move with determination and speed in this case. So let's say that you want a relationship to go ahead. What you need to do under this energy is to take action, not just to wish it or to dream about it. You need to put action behind your intention, because intention is the first stage when an idea or a desire is being formed. But in order to bring it into reality, you can do it without taking action. And that's basically the message of this ace. It's motivation, it's a spark that you need to feed. And if you nurture it, it will become something much stronger and it will take shape. For Libra, we had the Queen of Pentacles and now the Eight of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles focuses on practical matters, on your job, on your finances, and any practical matter that required your attention last week. There has been something that you were trying to figure out how to do, or you were making plans on something, but this week you are changing your mind. The Eight of Cups shows you leaving a situation or a plan or an idea behind, so another option or opportunity will arise that was not there before. The Eight of Cups often represents a calling, something that's pulling us away from a situation. If you want to know how someone feels about you, there must have been a change in their feelings. Eights are about change anyway, and maybe they are thinking whether your needs in this relationship are aligned, or if you want different things. With the Eight of Cups, there's always another option that shows up and changes the dynamics of a situation. Or maybe you will be the one thinking about another option. Under the energy of the Eight of Cups, we usually think about the future of a relationship, or how we want our life to be in the near future, especially if we are not happy with things how they are in our life. The Eight of Cups is Saturn in Pisces, and while Pisces is sensitive and emotional, Saturn is rigid and serious, and he's the teacher that teaches us karmic lessons. In Pisces, he will teach lessons related to personal and romantic relationships, and he won't allow too much emotional energy to build up. He will try to restrict it. That's why it's impossible that if you decide to talk about your feelings this week, you will experience resistance and you will find that someone's refusing to open up emotionally. It's better to leave such conversations for another time. In around 8 days, energies will shift again, and you may find a better moment for such talks then. This week you may decide to give up something that started between 19 and 28 February, and the best way to move forward now is to focus on what's waiting for you and not on what you leave behind. We had a very powerful full moon in your sign, and you can see how you can tap into its energy by clicking the link above. For Scorpio, we had the Seven of Pentacles and now the Death. You've been very patient with something or someone, but the situation was not producing the results you were waiting for, and perhaps you had second thoughts last week, should I or should I not? You haven't seen the developments you've been expecting, and that caused some frustration or impatience. It's very possible this week you will decide to walk away from a situation, as the Death shows a strong need for change. However, the change the Death represents is not one we usually choose, as often it's life that intervenes and disrupts something in a way that gives us the opportunity to change what we don't like. The thing is, we rarely see it that way, and that's why we usually feel fear, the fear of the unknown, as we don't know what to expect, but we need to realize that the situation went as far as it should, and we need to let something go so that something new can be born. And that's why you may want to hold on to something to keep it, but that's not going to work, as it would generate too much resistance. Having said that, the Death's energy is very familiar to you, as that's the card of your sign, of Scorpio. It intensifies all the traits that you have. For instance, as a Scorpio, you are very intuitive. This week you will be even more intuitive. Or if you felt that you needed to be cryptic lately, this week you will be more cryptic. So whatever Scorpio's characteristics you have will be intensified. Also, you may have dealings with another Scorpio, and if that's the case, you will be able to understand each other very well, and you will find that you have similar interests and needs. If you want to know how someone's feeling, since the Death is a card of transformation, it means that a change has occurred, and because of that change, their feelings are transforming. At the moment there might be some negativity, but you will see that in around 13 days from now you will have a very different situation in your hands. For Sagittarius we had the Magician, now the Hierophant. The Magician is an energy that urges you to take action and makes you feel that you can do anything and you can get anything you want. And perhaps that was last week's vibe, a very powerful energy, but that vibe is changing now, as the Hierophant means that something will happen or something will be said that will force you to stay within certain boundaries, or you will have to follow rules that others have set for you, like societal rules or community rules. In any case, this week you will do what is right and what other people deem as right. That means you may feel that someone or something is restricting your freedom, but at the same time you will also feel that within those restrictions and limitations there is some sort of protection and support. So there will be someone this week who will come to you with the intention to teach you, to instruct you, or to guide you. So expect that you will have to deal with someone who's more experienced than you, someone who's probably holding a position of power too. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they seem to have very traditional feelings for you. Like for instance, they see you as marriage material, or they take you and your connection more seriously than you'd like them to. What's right and proper is very important to them, and they will not ignore cultural or societal rules when it comes to their decisions. Now, since the Hierophant is also associated with commitments, it's possible that the person you are interested in has a commitment that in one way or another is restricting their freedom. If you want to know how something will progress, it will get more official in some way, and you may even receive a confession or an apology this week from a person that finally wants to do the right thing. Friday seems to be an important day this week when things seem to get more serious, and you may have to deal with a very serious, traditional or conservative person. For Capricorn we have the Emperor and now the Seven of Pentacles. The Emperor is a very strong presence or a very strong structure in your life, something or someone that can be very supportive, protective, but also very rigid and unchangeable. While the Seven of Pentacles you got for now basically means that you or someone else in your life, the one represented by the Emperor in this case, is trying to decide what to put into a relationship or what to take out of it, and there will be a lot of patience required because things will slow down and you will move so slowly that you may feel a little stuck. And that's because there might be some indecisiveness or uncertainty when it comes to what you want to have in a personal or professional relationship and whether what you have is enough or you want more. If you want to know how someone feels, they are feeling a little disappointed about the progress of your relationship. Perhaps they think that too much work is needed, or they are intimidated by the amount of time and effort that is required in order for things to work out. And in their eyes, it's all too difficult, yet they do see the long-term potential that this connection has. If you want to know how something will progress, the message here is that you have done as much as you can, and that's enough for now, and it's out of your hands. You need to wait for things to unfold and for life to take its course. Whatever you have planned is not ready for reaping, and the situation needs more time to get to maturity. The Seven of Pentacles is Saturn in Taurus, and Taurus represents all those things that make us feel good, but also practical matters, so there might be some issues of practical nature that will require your attention, and also some obstacles that you have to overcome. However, you will also notice that someone will get more dependable and also more committed to something. If there have been financial problems in the previous week, this week there will be improvement and more stability. Sunday will be an important day this week, and that's when you will experience the strongest energy of this card. For Aquarius, we had the King of Cups and now the Ten of Wands. The King of Cups you got last week is most likely a male of a water sign or ascendant, someone you are romantically involved with or someone you are interested in. And since the King of Cups is a love card, that person has feelings for you, and they might have expressed those feelings in some way the previous days. The Ten of Wands you got this week is a rather heavy energy though, and in combination with the King of Cups, it shows that this person is carrying burdens that are in conflict with some other part of his life. So it's possible that this week there will be external factors and outside influences that usually manifest as other people who will somehow influence the circumstances and your connection and will interfere with things in a way that can be frustrating for both of you. If you want to know how someone feels about you, feelings are there. However, this person must be focused on something else right now, and you may find that they are too preoccupied or distracted right now to think about where they might want things to go. And since tens indicate the culmination of something, that means the energy of this 10 will change soon. So if you find that things are too intense for whatever reason, you may want to give it a few days so that energies calm down and all this intensity goes away. If you want to know how something will progress, there will probably be pressure caused by different demands, needs, and expectations, and that pressure may come from different sources or from different people, and that could make things a little complicated. And there is a desire to create the most that you can possibly create of a situation, but you may feel overwhelmed. If you start pushing too hard, that will probably cause a resistance and opposition. As long as there are so many conflicting needs, things cannot get stable. Something's got to give. Events that happen between 13 and 20 December, this week will probably come to a resolution or a completion, and at this stage you may feel ready to do anything for this situation to go ahead or to be completed. But make sure that you are not taking on the burden of another, because being devoted and being overburdened are two very different things. For Pisces, we had the Ten of Cups and now the Four of Swords. The Ten of Cups is the card of happiness, bliss, and positive outcomes, so something good must have happened in your life last week, something that marked the culmination of a certain stage, and this week with the Four of Swords you are going to take a break, to enjoy some time with people close to you, with your family, or with a supportive community. Developments will slow down and there will be a timeout, and you or another person will take time to rest and regroup, and also to gain a better understanding of what is going on and whether you want to resume things or not. That could involve a pause in communications that will not be permanent though, as the energy of the Four of Swords is temporary and it represents a time of assessment. If you are wondering how someone feels, they are probably emotionally burnt out and they need some downtime. That's why you may notice that someone's taking distance or they are not as active as they were before, and that's to be expected if things were too emotionally intense last week, as is often the case with the Ten of Cups, and now a break is needed for reflection and recovery. The Four of Swords is Jupiter in Libra, and that will gift you great charisma when it comes to communications, so if you have a serious discussion or negotiation to do, or if you want to ask for a favor, this is a good week to do so. Also, this week is very beneficial for cosmetic changes and beauty treatments, and it will do you good to visit a spa or a beauty salon. Something that started between 13 and 22 October may come to a halt now, or a stage will be completed and you take a break to plan your next steps. You can expect that the energy of this card will reach its culminations around Thursday, and this week you may also start planning a vacation or a retreat, and you may even start practicing meditation or another technique that quiets the mind, and that's a very good idea actually, as you will be able to get some very positive results. And thinking about last week's Ten of Cups and tens involve other people, you will probably get the best results if you do all those things in a group or in a team. So these were the predictions for the week of April 25 to May the 1st. I hope you found them helpful, and I will see you next week. I wish you a fantastic and productive week.